What's up, guys? Matty here. Today is Black Friday, and Waves does what it usually does. This is it releases a plugin for free for a limited time. This one is called the IDX Intelligent Dynamics Compressor. I think what they usually do is they'll drop this like free one, and then like in a week or two, we'll probably get a not free one that has more abilities. But I've been playing with this one for the last couple of days. Waves sent it over for me to test out, not paying for this video or anything like that. But it's kind of cool. It lifts things up a bit, and it might be cool to use on vocals or drum bus or even your mix bus very lightly. You can mix it so it's helpful. But, you know, without further ado, let's get in the video and I'll show you how it works. All right, guys, so here is the IDX Intelligent Dynamics Compressor. Very simple user interface, which makes me believe that they will be releasing one that has more knobs and whistles. But this is, you know, the dynamics. The more you turn this up, the more compression you're going to get. You have an output here and the speed of the compression here, and you can go hard or soft. You know, this is more of that kind of soothe to stuff that, you know, everyone's releasing now. It's kind of the new, I feel like last year was the year of saturation. This year is the year of intelligent dynamics. But so your dynamics are here. And then another cool thing they have is a tilt filter built in, so you can tilt the EQ. I'm a big fan of tilt filter, especially for mastering. But you can also grab the EQ point and boost or cut here as well. So I like that ability. That's the part I assume there'll be more of once they release the full version or whatever. And then right here you have an output match, which I'll show you once we get going, but it's kind of cool. You just click it and it adjusts the output so that it level matches. I'm always a big fan of plugin companies giving us a way to level match. And then lastly, a mix knob, which is great to have too. So super, super simple. So let's play some drums. I'm going to bypass it with my little bypass here for those who don't use Studio One. That is the bypass, and let's take a listen. So as you guys can hear, it's doing what you would think it do. It's compressing the low end a bit, leaving some of the top end uncompressed, and then where that mid-range snare is, it's compressing that a bit. And what that's doing is just kind of, you know, lifting the whole drum stereo file up a bit so that, you know, you're getting a little more of the high end. Everything's pulling together a bit tighter, and it just makes it, you know, a little more live. So could be useful if you need to do that for your drum bus. I don't know. Let's check it out on a guitar. All right, so I'll just play this little guitar loop and you guys can hear it. We'll turn it up, do the same thing we just did on the drum bus. So it kind of does the same thing as the drum bus, is if it's compressing some of the stuff that's sticking out too much, but leaving alone some of the other parts. So you're not just broadbanding, compressing everything, which is nice. My experience with this thing is everything I put it on, it just kind of pulls it together and levels everything out so you hear everything clearly, which is not always a good thing. But, you know, in this guitar case, it kind of pulls it together a bit more and just lets some of the nuance of the guitar, the stuff you might not have heard so much, stick out a bit more. So I think this is really good for that kind of thing. If you have something that is just, you know, there's one part of the stereo spectrum of that instrument sticking out too much and you want just to hear everything a little more together, this is a good tool to do that with. And, you know, be careful with it because, you know, you could suck the whole life and the feel out of it. So you got to be careful. Like, I say that with these kind of like intelligent dynamic things, you got to be careful not to suck the life out of everything you're putting it on. So that's the guitar. Let's check it out on the mix bus, and then that should be it. you can hear, it does the same thing, pulls it all together. See, and this is where I say be careful, because you can see as it's compressing the kick a lot, you're losing the feel of what this song is, which is kind of like a lo-fi hip-hop type track, and it just pulls it together too much where the kick is just being like not as loud, and the energy and the depth of the mix is being lost. It's just pulling things together too much. So this is where I say, you can kind of be careful. And maybe once they come out with the full extended version, you can, like I was looking for filters, like is there a way to filter this so that I don't necessarily change anything in the low end and just affect maybe the high end of the signal? Don't have any of that. That's what I'm assuming might come out when they actually release the full version, which I know they will, because they do this every single year. Anyway, let me know what you think of the IDX Intelligent Dynamics Compressor in the comments below. I'll put links down there too where you can get it for free. I don't know how long they'll have it for free, but I know it will be for at least a few weeks, so make sure to get it quick. Like I said, it could be really cool for things like the guitar, where you want to bring some of that nuance out. Maybe not so cool on the mix bus, although I did mess with it on a mix I did yesterday, just a little bit, right? And then I turned the mix down to 50%, and that was kind of cool. It kind of brought the mix up a little bit, but not changing the feel of it. So anyway, if you need your songs mixed and mastered, hit me up at mixandmastermysong.com, and you can check out my courses and presets there too. Talk to you guys soon.